CTN and the colleges of New Jersey present Night School. Programs that help us to better understand the world in which we live. Night School is in session.
Welcome to Night Vision. We're here in Hoboken, New Jersey, on the steps of St. Anne's Church in Hoboken, where in a few short weeks this entire area will be transformed into the St. Anne's Festival, a tradition that dates back for many years. Now, if you were with us last season, you'll know that we did a show on the Feast of St. Anne, which actually took place in 1991. We thought that it would be a good idea with the feast approaching to show you that video again tonight. What's unique about the St. Anne's Feast in Hoboken, which separates it from other festivals, is that there is a lot of family involvement here. A lot of the parishioners get involved in the feast itself, in the activities, which I think you'll see in the videotape. This year it promises to be bigger and better than ever, with entertainment from Hot 97. Julius LaRosa is the headline entertainer, and there'll be a lot of fun, games, and activities for the whole family. If you'd like some more information, at the end of the tape, we will list all the talent and entertainment and the events that will be happening this year, as well as telephone numbers. So why don't you stick around, watch the tape, enjoy it, and maybe we'll see you down at the feast.
St. Anne's, we always had, since I was a child, we always had a special devotion to her. And at the time when I was a child and I was an altar boy, we had a perpetual novena in honor of St. Anne's every Wednesday of the year, and we had buses coming from all over, from Union City, from Bayonne, from West New York, from Gothenburg, also from New York, that would come here every Wednesday night for the perpetual novena of St. Anne, especially those that wanted to become mothers. They were praying to St. Anne to become mothers, and those that were already in the way, in family way, to have a safe delivery. And St. Anne seems to answer always their prayers. They either got the children that they were probably told by the doctor they wouldn't have no children, and by a miraculous intervention of St. Anne's, they became pregnant, and they have safe deliveries. That was the devotion to St. Anne that developed through the years. St. Anne's has been also a patron of the Sangiacovesi. They are the ones that originated the feast many years ago, I think in 1900, 1901, 1902, and they continue this tradition of celebrating the Feast of St. Anne's, and which has been always the center point of all our devotions during the year. And even if there is a separation of people that gone out, that left Hoboken, this is one occasion when they all come back on the Feast of St. Anne's, even to meet their friends, meet their families, and it's a great reunion with their families and with their friends.
Well, what impresses me a lot is the novena and the Saint Anne's Mass. You know, the Zeppelas are nice, and the sausage and peppers are nice, and the feast is very nice, and of course the bar is nice. Everything, all that part of it is nice, but what impresses me the most is the religious dimension of it. You know, people really come to pray, to have a good time. They have great devotion to Saint Anne. I think Saint Anne, being the grandmother of our Savior, you know, it's a very attractive figure to a lot of people. And so the amount of people that have called the rectory and said, I come every year to St. Anne's Feast. You know, for the past 27 years I've been coming because I had a troubled pregnancy so many years ago, and now my daughter's fine. And on Thanksgiving to St. Anne, I come back to the feast every time.
I think there's definitely something special because the people, even because they've moved out of Hoboken, they come back year after year. And when you go out with the statue on the last day, when the statue comes out of the church in procession, and you see almost 1,000 people standing out, maybe even more than that, out in front of the church waiting for the statue to come out, there's really something special. Yeah, it is more than I think than in other parishes.
First to carry her are the men. They escort her outside of the church, and then when they take her down to the steps of the church, and then according to our devotion, we St. Anne Guild members are to carry her out. But like, she's so loved that people just climb over you, push you out of the way, you just put your hand out and hold her, and they grab her cape. So you really can't have it. There's no organization, no matter how long they've tried it, how many years they've tried it, no matter how many systems they've tried, it doesn't work because she's so loved that everybody just cries when she comes. I get the chills.
Well, you do.
Cries when she comes out.
A spirit of something that when she comes out,
and they just want to touch her. Thank God for the favors that she has granted them. It's a wonderful experience.
it looks strange to see a bunch of people come up and touch the statue and put the money in the bag. You know, it looks strange, but really, what's behind that is their faith and their devotion to Saint Anne. You know, it's just a symbol, but it means so much.
How many years you doing this?
Making dough 7 years. I'm making dough 7 years. Vicky, you?
We have 6.
Yeah. Reg?
Gina?
About 6 years also.
And the recipe, which of course is
It's
forbidden,
top secret.
top secret, but it's handed down from the girls before you?
Yes.
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 Yes. And it's basically from guild members. That's who it's from.
And those are the only people that can actually make the dough and,
Right.
and serve and fry it.
Right.
And why do you do this?
Tradition, I guess. And the love of Saint Anne.
Vic, what about you?
Why I do it?
Yeah.
Just to help the church, make money, and it's fun.
I want to know how many pans of dough you did this week.
This week? Okay, let me see now. We opened Saturday, right? 16 on Saturday. 14 Sunday. 12 Monday. 9 Tuesday.
31
1
on
on Wednesday. And 22 last night. And so far what? 18 so far.
Yeah.
What do you figure you're going to do by the end of the night?
35, 40. We'll do 35, 40 for the total.
How many zaples you make during the feast, you know?
Oh, I'd say about 5 million.
How many years you doing this?
This is my 26th year.
Why do you do it?
For the love of St. Anne, and for nothing else. Gotta make a cappuccino.
They said rain until tonight, but I do hope that, you know, so I don't leave my business for nothing. I left my business to come here and help.
None of them get paid. They all come out of devotion and love to St. Anne. They all work hard, unselfishly, and they give their time, and some will even take off from work in order to be able to work for the Feast of St. Anne. And this is not only the day of the feast, it's 9 days. 9 days of novena, and then we have 7 days of outdoor festivities, which all these workers give their time and with sacrifice, and also sometimes with great penance, could I say, because some of them are not well in health, and still they work hard as if they were in good health.
You come down here every year for this?
Yes, I do.
And you taking off for work or what?
I'm on vacation. I take this week off for vacation so I can work down the feast.
You work down at Feast, so you come over to the club and have dinner on St. Anne's Day?
Yes.
And
This
the
is my
club?
father's club. This is St. Lucy. Santa Lucia.
How many years you remember coming down here?
Oh, Lord. 20 years at least.
Who comes down?
My friends, my family, my father. It's just a happy occasion and gathering.
This is St. Anne's. Everybody's canceled plans coming down to see the band on a Friday afternoon. Everybody's in the mood, though it's raining now. Drinking beers in the bar, pulling up in the car. My name is through the rock, and I'm a bad young rapper in the HB, okay?
This is kind of like a special holiday, right?
That's it, every year. We wait for this day. Even the rain doesn't keep us in.
You go down to the feast as well, or you just come over to the...
Every night. Every night. We live on the block.
Who's the little guy?
That's my son.
So
It's
he's
his
gonna...
first feast. It's his first feast.
There it is.
Yeah.
How many years you doing the cooking here?
Me, about 20 years.
You're like the head chef?
That's what he is. And bottle washing. Take off the fan.
far did you get before you hit rain?
Okay. We were on Grand, and I don't remember the intersecting street. Grand and 9th. We stopped into a garage, and then we came back in. Then the ladies gave the statue to the men, and we booked it back to the church.
We were outside. It was literally pouring, and it was just such an eerie feeling. She came past the house, and she was totally wrapped in plastic, and it's the strangest feeling I've had. I didn't know whether I wanted to cry or if she was trying to tell us something. It was just amazing. It was so eerie, it was so dark, but yet she was still out. Plastic and all, and she was still out. It's strange, a very strange feeling. But then again, I guess that's our faith.
How long were you out? How long were you out?
It's about 7 minutes past 3 now. So I would say we were out 2.5 hours. 3 hours. 12.
I did,
How do you think it affects everybody when it rains on St. Anne's Day?
It does. It feels that we've done something wrong, and we're to rectify it. That's all. Like 3 years, we had 3 years of rain in succession, and that's because we didn't carry that canopy. So Father Joseph felt that it was an insult to her. And then we started canopy and it stopped raining. We always have beautiful days until today, which is unfortunate.
You missed the spot.
The rain has to do with us. It has nothing to do with St. Anne. Nothing can dampen our spirit and our devotion to St. Anne. We love St. Anne, and we can interpret the rain today as, let's look at it as her blessing being showered upon us, because she loves us so much, and she loves us for our devotion to her. So let our devotion to St. Anne continue to grow. Let us just for a few moments in a time of prayer, let us say a decade of the Rosary in honor of St. Anne and her blessed daughter, our Blessed Mother Mary, and then we'll say together the prayer to St. Anne. If it be God's will, it'll rain. If not, we'll be happy to have the sun. But whatever it is, we love St. Anne. We love her daughter Mary, and we love above all their son and grandson, Jesus Christ. Let us show our devotion and our love to St. Anne.
Last year and this year, we had Marie Totara, a woman who really is very meticulous and very organized and she organized the feast so wonderfully last year. This year has what do you call it, gone way over than the one of last year. We had, look at the entertainments we had. We had one of the main features, Connie Francis, was really a out of this world. We had wall-to-wall people. We had about 9,000 people on the night that Connie Francis sang in honor of St. Anne's. She came because she loved St. Anne's, and she came out of charity. She hasn't charged, hasn't gotten a penny for her work. It was all done out of her devotion to St. Anne's, and we were happy to have her, and she was very happy to be here.
I ate a lot back there in the rectory. I gained 4 pounds today. I had Marita Torres Zeppela. I had a hero sandwich that would have choked a horse. I had cheesecake. I had lemon ice. It was a great day. Let's do Where the Boys Are for you and for all our boys. And the mayor's here too. Oh, hi, Mayor. Thanks so much for coming by and see the show. For the boys from Fort Lauderdale, the boys from World War II, the boys from Korea, the boys from Vietnam, man, were men. And our great guys that were over there at Desert Storm. Let's do Where the Boys Are for all those guys.
Well, technically, I work with a lot of the boys who work for the feast. You know, when people need things, they let me know, and then I let the boys know. Everything from ice to flour to sugar.
You have to physically go out and buy it as well, or is it delivered?
No, some of it is delivered, but we do most of the man work ourselves.
And how many hours a day are these kids putting in yourself?
How many hours a day? I'd say we start in the morning, when the feast began, we would start in the morning about 10 o'clock and go all the way through till 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning.
And these kids just collapse at 1:30?
I don't think so. I think they're staying in our convent across the street. It's we just got rid of a group of our friars living there. Now a group of sisters will be moving in. And so since we have the vacant bed rooms, these boys are staying over there. But I think they have like pajama parties and
where are they
have a lot of fun. They're from our 2 parishes in the Bronx, and Immaculate Conception in the Bronx, and Our Lady of Lourdes in Patterson.
And how'd you get them? Was there an agreement? Did you switch these kids, or they go over there?
No, they knew we needed help. They knew we were short-staffed, and they volunteered on their own to come.
And how they doing?
They're doing good. They're doing good, thank God.
They're having fun, too?
I think so. Today it's a little damp, it's rainy, you know, let's put a damper on things, but we're all having a good time.
Been a remarkable experience of the faith of the people. It's been a wonderful, uplifting experience. I think what has happened over the years that I've seen here at the Feast of St. Anne is that it's grown, that it's really mushroomed. Not only just the festival itself, but the devotion to St. Anne. Each year I see more and more people at the novena, more and more people expressing their faith, and many miracles and many healings have been happening here. And I think it's a wonderful thing that God is speaking to his people through the intercession of St. Anne.
We understand in today's world you need more than what your parents needed when they came to America. You need knowledge and skills and the opportunity to try out what you've learned in business and industry. In the same tradition as Lady Liberty, Jersey City State stands for opportunity. We're the co-op school. We give you college together with on-the-job experience. We give you the power to change your tomorrow. Cooperative education at Jersey City State College. It works.
Call 1-800-624-1046.
I hope you enjoyed our show, and maybe we'll see you down here at the St. Anne's Festival. From all of us at Night Vision, good night.
Night school is dismissed.